What is up, my nerd familia, and welcome to Games y Más, the podcast where we dive deep into the world of board games, video games, and a little bit of pop culture. I'm your host, Vic, and I would like to be the first to welcome you here to our little corner of nerdom. Whether you are a diehard anime fan, a manga reader, a film buff, to a casual, intermediate, cozy board gamer, to an aspiring esports star in the video game world, or to everything in between, this podcast is for you. We would love to engage with you guys, share some stories within the nerd familia, so come join us. If anything that we've said resonates with you, hey, join our wacky adventures here at Games y Más. We would love to have you here. So, with all that being said, pull up a chair, grab some dice, y acompáñame a jugar. And we are back with another episode, guys. Thank you so much for joining us here. Games y Más, the podcast where we talk about all things board games, video games, and pop culture, kind of like how the intro said. I'm so excited here. We have Oscar from Loose Jaw Games. Thank you so much for joining us here on this podcast episode. So excited to hear from you, hear about your new game that you have coming out. It's been a while since we've had some game designers on here and game creators on here, so I'm very excited that you get to be part of it, get to join us here. Thank you so much for joining us here, Oscar.
My pleasure, Vic. Very excited myself.
No, I'm very excited to get to know you, get to talk to you more, and interested to hear about your game here. For anyone that is new and that is coming in, joining us here for the first time, I just want to say welcome. Thank you so much for joining us here on this beautiful day or night or evening or wherever this episode seems to find you. Hopefully you're having a good day, week, year, month. But yeah, thank you so much for joining us. And if you're a returning nerd familia, thank you so much for joining us again. Very excited to have you on here. Very excited to hear from Oscar. And so if you found us and this is your first time, welcome and come on and come join us. You can find us on all socials, X, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, wherever you like to watch or listen to podcasts. We're on YouTube, Spotify, Amazon Playlist, Amazon Music, Apple Podcast, iHeartRadio, all those outlets. You can find us at Games Y Más Pod. That is Games Y Más Pod. Click that like and subscribe button, as the YouTubers like to say. Let's grow the algorithm. Let's grow the nerd familia. And we just want to say, welcome aboard here. And so, Oscar, want to say welcome. Thank you so much for joining us here. Before we get started with the get to know you and getting to know your game here, we like to ask our first time guests here, tradition here at Games y Más, pre-get to know you before we get to the get to know you here. And those are our icebreaker questions here. And so I'll ask you, it's a two-parter question. Feel free if you can't... if you feel like if you can't answer any of these questions, if one of these questions you can't answer, let us know and we'll move on from there. So, but it's a two-part question. The first part question is, what is your favorite board game of all time? Now, if you can't narrow it down, I like to give a top three. If you want to do a top three. When I say board games, I'm constituting as anything from dice games, card games, party games. You can go complex to Euros or Ameritrash games, wherever, the whole spectrum of all board games. That's what I'm encompassing. So, I'll let you choose three if you can't narrow down to one. And then the second part of the question is, what is your favorite video game of all time? If you're a gamer, if you like playing video games, again, same thing. Narrow down to top three if you can't bring it down to one. And I'm including not just consoles and PC gaming. I can even include like arcades, if there's any arcades that you enjoyed playing. So I'll leave it up to you there. Oscar, the floor is yours. Let us know. You can start whichever. You can go video games or board games, however you want. But we're curious to hear your answers here. I'm very curious to know what your choices are here for these icebreaker questions. So take it away, Oscar. It's up to you. Whatever you want to choose with. But yes, let us know.
Before I start, I have one question for you, Vic. If a guest said Monopoly, would you kick them straight off the podcast?
Ooh, oh man, that's man. I will respect it because I do own a copy of Monopoly, yes. But we would change this podcast episode to me trying to convince you why you should abandon Monopoly. No. If you want some Monopoly, go ahead with Monopoly. But if it is. Yeah.
I'm certainly not saying Monopoly. I had to get your take.
Okay, a little hot take. Nice.
Yeah. I think I'm going to choose the game, not necessarily like the game that I most enjoy playing anymore, but the game that like really got me into board games, which was Secret Hitler.
Nice.
And I started playing that game because I I wasn't really into games when I was in high school. I didn't. I mostly just played video games, and then when I went to university, I decided to try to the like video game society and the board game society were sort of connected. So I
Right.
would
Yeah.
wander over to the board games, and then I didn't really know how to approach board games. I hadn't played many. We're not I didn't grow up in a board game family or anything. And then, the first sort of couple of games I played were things like Catan and stuff, and I had a good time, but I wasn't really like really getting into it. But then
Right.
when I played Secret Hitler for the first time, I was like, oh, games can be really fun and
Hmm.
really social and
Yeah.
really like you can really get to know people and meet people,
Yeah.
which is sort of what I've chased in board gaming forever. You know, like I've played games like Terraforming Mars and stuff and had like an amazing time,
Right.
but that's not exactly a game where you meet new people. And
Right.
that's sort of what I love to do. You know, I'll bring a game to the pub, or I'll bring a game if I'm going to a student event or something like that to sort of be an icebreaker and get the night going. And
Beautiful.
Secret Hitler was really my first game that really introduced me to that concept, and I very much have brought into my own game design. And then to move on to my favorite computer game, I would say
Mm.
that's a much more difficult question.
Yeah, it is.
Um, I think I'm gonna choose two.
Okay.
One from a major established studio, and then one indie game.
Okay.
Um,
Perfect.
so the major established studio would be Europa Universalis. That's the game I
Oh.
have the most amount of hours in. So for anyone
Okay.
who doesn't know, it's a grand strategy game.
Hmm.
I am a historian myself. I just finished a master's degree in history, and I'm writing a few
Oh,
articles and stuff at the moment, which is
nice.
a lot of fun. And Europa Universalis really brought me into early modern history, so sort of
Okay.
1400s to 1800s.
Okay.
And that's how I sort of chose my college degree, to be honest, was I was playing Europa Universalis all the time. So I was like, well, I might as well just study history, right?
Love it. That's
Uh,
awesome.
yeah, yeah. That was also a social game. I had like a club of like 15 to 20 people each week, and we played Grand Strategy together.
Wow. Okay.
So I have a lot of really good memories of that. And then the second game that I have to mention is Dredge. I
Ooh.
believe the studio is Black Salt. I believe
Okay.
that's their name. I think they're New Zealand based.
Hmm.
And I have never played a game with so much atmosphere before.
Mm. Yeah.
Just like as soon as you start playing, you're just in this sort of sea shanty-esque world
Yeah.
that is like so fun and so stylized, and
Yeah.
it doesn't even really rely on like really brilliant mechanics or brilliant narrative. Like the narrative and the mechanics are good, but
Yeah.
you're just so immersed that it's hard not to love that game.
Yeah.
And it was also it's an indie studio. It was low poly, like it what didn't take millions to produce, and I have so much admiration for that. I think that's so wonderful to
Wow.
see
Yeah.
games like that being produced. So that would be my two video games that I have to mention.
Wow, great selection of video games. Dredge is such a good game, man. It's a small game, but like, man, it's yeah, the atmosphere of it, it's so beautiful, and it's just could get a little unnerving at sometimes, you know, when you're playing
Yeah.
the game. But I like it. It's a great game. Europa, I haven't gotten into that game. I've seen it. I know what it is. I feel like I'm too dumb to play that game because I'm like I don't know. There's so much going on. But again, I like playing Civilization. I like playing those grand
Yeah.
strategy games. Yeah,
Yeah.
Civilization. I have Anno 1800. I
Mhm.
think I forgot which one. But those games are great. I like those games. I'm just like I gotta like focus in on these games. Like I got ready because I can't just like casually play these games. These games you gotta like get into
Mm.
it, get into the mode. And
Mm.
like I think those great, but great selection. And then for the board game selection, you got great selection. Secret Hitler is a great game to introduce everyone into like expanded universe of like board games rather than just like your typical monopolies and clues and all these like you have a little more expand your palette of board gamings. So great selection there. Great and yeah, it's a good game for bringing in new people, bringing in people that are new to the whole board game scene that are intimidated by like bigger games like maybe Terraforming Mars or some of the heavier games where you're like, oh, I don't want to play this. Is way too complicated. great games for there. So Oscar, I don't know if you shared this on your social media or shared it anywhere about your favorite video game or favorite board game, but if you haven't, then guys, you've heard it here first from Oscar what his favorite board game and his favorite video games are. So thank you so much here for thank you so much for sharing that. Very excited to continue on here. Before we get into your creation of your game, I'd like to get to know you now. We did a get to know you with the video games and the board games. Let's do a little get to know you as well. What got you into the world of board game? What made you think that what was it that made you want to be like, I want to get into board gaming, and then also what you wanted to create a board game here as well? You kind of talked about your favorite board game and stuff. Maybe that was your introduction, but what was the thing that pushed you over to be like, hey, I want to get into game design. I want to create a game here. You said you're a historian and stuff like that. By the way, congratulations on getting your credentials there and writing your articles. Good luck with that as well. We wish you luck on that. But yeah, what got you into the hobby of gaming in the first place like that? For sure, I'm curious to hear about that.
Yeah, I mean, pretty much socializing. That was it. Like I went to university. I didn't really know anyone. I wanted a sort of icebreaker, and because I played a lot of games, I felt that it was a nice bridge. And I've met like some of my best friends and such amazing people through board gaming, which I think is a universal experience. Once you get into it, like you just meet people constantly. Yeah. So that was really how I came into the board gaming world. And like I said, sort of more casual games, Sheriff of Nottingham, Secret Hitler, things like that is where I started. And then to bridge into game design, essentially as soon as I started playing board games, I was like, okay, this is a much more approachable world than something, say, like video games, where you need 1 billion different digital skills in order to make like a really simple game. You need coding, you need 3D modeling, you need all these things, which is maybe a long-term goal for me to make a video game as well. But as soon as I started playing board games, I was like, oh, I could like quite quickly start making and crafting games. So the first game I made was 3 years ago. No, it was longer. It was 4 years ago now. And that was it was like a little bit of a Europa Universalis on a board. And you can imagine that it was just way overcomplicated, which I think is like the first mistake all board game designers make, is like, I have a problem, I'll fix it with a mechanic, and then you have 1,000 mechanics. Yeah. Definitely. So that's how I started, and my friends were very polite with me, and they were like, yeah, it's so much fun. And 4 hours later they're like, maybe we'll leave it there. So that was my first attempt. It was combining my interest in 17th century German history. So there's like a huge political system in Germany during that period called the Holy Roman Empire. And it's full of princes and princesses and bishoprics and all these different things. And it was sort of a strategy, resource-based game. But it was too overcomplicated. It was too much. So for my second game, I tried to go like really simple with it. And I made like a restaurant simulator game. Cool. It was super simple, really easy to play. The problem was it just wasn't any fun. It just wasn't fun because it was kind of too simple. There wasn't like enough to it. Okay. And then the third game I made was this one. So I was like, I love social deduction. Why don't I try my hand at that? And things really changed. I brought the game to like a casual get together with some friends, and we were supposed to play it for like 20 minutes. And we ended up just playing it all night because it was because the game it kind of worked for itself. It was just so fun to play, and everyone had a really good time. And I was like, okay, I think this could be a game that I could pursue. So that's how I came into game design, and I can talk a little bit more about it. I'm sure you'll have more questions, but that's how it sort of started.
Okay, definitely, yeah, no, brilliant, yeah, that's great. I mean, what a great way to like bring in your love for board gaming and social deduction and stuff like that. With the games that you created. Sad to hear about the restaurant game. That sounded pretty interesting, but yeah, maybe if you make it way too simple, you're like, all right, well, this is just play a card and that's it. Like, okay, that's kind of there's no strategy involved. Maybe I could kind of see how it is and stuff like that. Curious, and maybe you might expand. Maybe in the future you might make it into full-fledged or something like that. But okay, and thank you so much for sharing that about your introduction to that and getting yourself into game design here. Very curious to hear, especially with the new game that you got everyone here. I want to talk before we get to the game real quick. Loose Jaw Games, the origin of that. Why Loose Jaw Games? What's the meaning behind that? So they're very, very catchy, very interesting. When I saw that, when you messaged me, I was like, Loose Jaw Games. That's interesting. Like it got me intrigued. Now I'm intrigued of why you call that. So I'm very curious. Why'd you name your little like publishing thing or your channel actually as well, Loose Jaw Games? Why is it called that?
Do you recognize Loose Jaw at all from anything?
It kind of looks like it's like angling, like with like fishing and stuff like that. Is that maybe a take of something? I'm not sure. I'm very curious to know.
Yeah, it's from Dredge. One of the fish
Oh,
that you
yes.
catch in Dredge is the loose jaw fish.
Oh.
I believe the full name of the fish is the loose jaw Niger, and it's like a deep sea fish,
Right.
and it can literally just detach its jaw. And I think the fish is
That's
transparent.
right.
And so
Yes.
I took loose jaw from that fish. I thought it was a
Okay.
really cool name. Yeah. Yeah.
Wow, dude, I was having a brain fart there because you're right. You're absolutely right. Wow, that's so cool. I like that. That's really awesome. I
Yeah.
like the design too. I like that you have the hook on there to make the jaw. Brilliant. I think it's really awesome. Cool. So you have Loose Jaw Games. You created that. You have your channel there. Now we'll get into the meat here, and that is you have this game by order of the king. Looks fun. I mean, some of your pictures, I thought when I first saw the pictures, I'm like, oh, it looks like a cool box. But then you held it, I'm like, oh, it's a tiny box. Oh, it's like a little.
Have it here. Just a little small box game. Yeah.
So guide me through. First of all, before we get to maybe like the origins, if you want to give us like a quick synopsis of what is By Order of the King, kind of a quick rundown of the game, and then we'll carry on with the questions here. But yeah, let us know, Oscar. What is By Order of the King? This new game you have out here by Loose Jaw Games. Let us know. For sure.
So, By Order of the King is a social deduction game for 4 to 8 players, and it's about 10 to 20 minutes long. The concept of the game is that you and your friends are all standing before an executioner, and you are all about to be executed. However, shortly before stepping up to the gallows, each one of you has smuggled one item in there with you, including one player has a pardon from the king. So one player plays as the executioner, everyone else is condemned. And if the executioner executes the wrong player with the pardon, then the saboteurs among the prisoners win. If the executioner executes as many players as they can without hitting the player with the pardon, then they get a massive gold reward. That's the basic concept of the game. So it's very simple. Like I said, it's 10 to 20 minutes, so it's nice and short. My main goal with the game was to create a social deduction game where everyone has to lie. So one of my least favorite things about social deduction is when you play a game like Werewolf and you get the villager, and then you get the villager again and again and again. And after 4 hours, you've just played the villager over and over again, and you've never gotten the chance to lie, right?
Yeah.
So the twist with this game is because everyone's up for execution, whether you're a good guy on the side of the king or you're a saboteur trying to sabotage the executioner, you have a reason to lie because you need to survive, first of all, and then you can complete your hidden agenda.
Interesting. Oh man, that's really interesting. I like that. It's like a take of a lot of social deduction here. When you created this game, obviously you have the theming of execution, the king, pardon, stuff like that. The theming of very medieval kind of type of things. When you created this game, was that always on your mind of I want to make it a medieval type of thing, or did you kind of think there's maybe other theming I'd like to go with? Or I mean, I'm pretty sure you being a historian, this is like perfectly right up your alley. But was there any other themes you kind of juggled around in your mind, thinking that you might create, or you wanted to create, or was this kind of your set on this for sure?
Yeah. So the original name of the game was actually "Don't Shoot the Messenger," and it was a message that was distributed, not a pardon. However, unfortunately, because of copyright, we couldn't move forward with that. But that was the concept was always going to be a medieval game. You stand before the king or the executioner or whatever it might be. And the reason I chose that theme actually wasn't based on my history degree or anything like that.
Oh, okay.
It was because I already had in mind who the game artist was going to be.
Really?
So I have followed an artist called Johnny Greenteeth. on Instagram for about 3 years, and he does these amazing like woodcut style artworks. And they look like something straight out of like the 15th century, right? They are
Wow.
gorgeous. They're really brightly colored. Look, I have the executioner card here,
Oh
and
wow,
it's
that looks
just
so cool.
it's really really
Wow.
cool. And I was like,
Yeah.
you would be perfect for like a medieval theme. So I had a lot of conversations with him about it. I reached out to him. He like really kindly agreed to hop on a call with me. He had never done a game before, so this was his first one. And
Wow.
we like talked it out a lot and really like tried to get an understanding. And he was like, oh yeah, I would love to do this. The medieval theme suits my work. He's always wanted to do a game. And so it was a natural next progression. And then when I couldn't get Don't Shoot the Messenger, I got By Order of the King, which is sort of a term associated with being executed during the period. So yeah, that's how it all kind of slotted together in terms of the theming.
When it came to you said the player count was 2 to 8 players. You said, or what was the player count for the game?
4 to 8.
4 to 8. Okay, 4 to 8
Yeah.
players.
So it is a bit of a party game.
Okay, so you can't have because I was thinking for some reason I thought it was 2 to 8. I'm like, how would it work with 2 players? But okay, now it makes more sense. 4 players, 4 to 8 players for sure. With the creation of the game, the artist. I mean, again, looking through your channel, the artwork looks phenomenal. Looks good. Was it always going to be a card game for you, or did you think I want to maybe do cards and tokens, or maybe some tokens, or maybe a board? Maybe because of the cost wise and stuff like that. But when you're thinking about creating this game, did you always have I want to make a card game in mind,
Yep.
or did you have other things in mind when you wanted to create this game? What's your thinking about that?
So we do have tokens as well. We have wooden coins and gems that come with the game, and they're quite small, so they fit into the small box game quite nicely. But I played around with the board in the very early stages, but primarily I just found that it just wasn't really necessary. Like it didn't really add anything, and I wanted to keep things really nice and simple. The social deduction genre is a genre that really appeals to the casual audiences as well as more like hardcore gamers. So if you keep things nice and simple, there's not like a board or anything, and people just have 2 cards in their hand, then I think it's a little bit more comforting for like newer players or casual players. So that was my thought process behind that.
And when you had the game, you said so you have an executioner and you have the players that are getting executed. As the executioner, do you have cards yourself as well, or you're just kind of like moderating and choosing people and stuff like that? How does that work when you're the executioner in this game?
Yeah, good question. You do get cards yourself. You get a deck of cards yourself called the Gallows cards. And what the Gallows cards do is you randomly pick 2 execution methods that you're going to use that round. And those 2 execution methods have ramifications. Either it's a random event or it's a random game rule for that round. So, for example, one of them is you choose a player who can't speak, or everyone has to give their item card to the player on their left. Something like that. So it's something that shakes up the game. There's 2 per game, one at the start and one at the end. And so the executioner does that. And he also chooses, or she chooses, the order in which players take their turn. So every player gets 1 action. They can either peek at a card or switch a card. However, if you switch your card, you're not allowed to look at the card you receive. So you may well end up standing before the executioner not knowing what item you have, and you just have what everyone else has told you, and that's what you're relying on. So sometimes with the game, it's more important what the executioner thinks a card is rather than what it actually is, because you might not know yourself what you have. And it can be quite important the order in which players take turns, so the executioner has that power too.
Got you. And you said and then there's saboteurs, right? That are trying to sabotage the executioner. Do at any point during the game, do the saboteurs know who's who? Like where the other saboteurs are at? Kind of like in Werewolf, if you're the werewolf, you can look up and when everyone's eyes are closed, you can see where the other werewolf is. Or is this kind of like you're just gonna have to deduce who's on your team, maybe, and who's not on your team? How does that work if you got chosen as the super saboteur?
Yeah, so no one ever closes their eyes during the game and wakes up or anything like that. I wanted to avoid that because I think there's enough games where you do that.
Yeah.
So you're out for yourself. You don't know who anyone else is. You don't know anyone else's incentives. However, in my experience game testing, a lot of the times the saboteurs start to get an idea of who the other saboteurs are, and then
Yeah.
it's up to you whether you take a risk and sort of try to ally up with them.
Okay.
Because maybe there's a loyalist who's pretending to be a saboteur kind of thing and
Got you.
trying to win your trust, but of course they're not. So you're really out for yourself.
Got you. Interesting. I like this. This is a fun concept you've come up with, Oscar. This is awesome. I see on your channel again you have a link on Kickstarter. This is something I'm going to look into a lot and maybe want to order off you. Not maybe. I am going to order it off of this for you because I like this. This is a great game for me to introduce to friends and family that I have. It's quick, simple party games. I have a group that meets up almost every Saturday for board games, and they're not like big hardcore gamers like I am as myself, but they enjoy whenever I come and bring a new game to play. And I think this is a game right up their alley that they would enjoy so much. 4 to 8 players, and we always end up having like maybe 10, 12 people at these like game nights. And so this is a perfect game to get like a huge group together to play instead of like breaking off into sections like that. I think this is a brilliant idea you've come up with, Oscar. Congratulations on this game. Phenomenal stuff you have here when you explain it to us. I enjoy it. Very curious to see where you go from here. Maybe some expansions, some adding some new cards, maybe new characters like that. I think you have a great potential here with this game to come up with maybe an expansion where you, instead of 8 players, now you have 12 players. Maybe add an extra thing, something you can come up with. Maybe you already are. Maybe you are. You're like, all right, this is old news, man. I'm already in the works here. I hope you are. I really hope you are. But if this is something I feel like you can expand a lot for sure as well. We're here. I don't want to take up too much more of your time, Oscar. I know it's late over there. It's about bedtime over there for you as well. But before we round off this podcast and close it off here, I just want to give you the floor to let us know, where can we find Loose Jaw Games? Where can we find For the King? By Order of the King. Where can we support you? Our follower. First of all, if you're listening to this and you've made it this far to the episode and you're interested or curious, please give Oscar a follow. You can find him on social and stuff that he's going to give you all the plugins like that. I'm going to leave links below to you. So wherever we can support you, please let us know where we can support you. We would love to support you. Please look into this game, guys. If you're interested in a simple, quick introduction to social deduction games, I think this is right up your alley. You don't have to commit too much time. You don't have to play Euro. You don't have to wait for the rules teach to be like 20 minutes long or 30 minutes long. This is a quick, easy game from the explanation of Oscar. And it's got me intrigued, man. I'm really intrigued. I really want to know more about this. And I'm going to definitely be following your progress. Over here in the United States, I have your back over here, man. We're supporting you, and want to see you succeed greatly, my man. But yeah, please let us know, where can we find you? Any projects that obviously, tell us about more where we can find By Order of the King, and then if there's any future stuff that you want to kind of tease us with and let us know are in the works. The floor is yours, my man. Please take it away, Oscar. Let us know. Well, where can we find you and support you?
Thanks, Vic. So we're on every social media: Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, as at Loose Jaw Games. Loose Jaw Games is how I'd say it. We have a website, loosejawgames.com, where you can learn more about the game. And then finally, and most importantly, we have our Kickstarter is in pre-launch right now. So the game is being released on September 1st, so in 1 month from now, as of recording. It's on Kickstarter as By Order of the King. So just search By Order of the King and you'll find it there. We also have a mailing list on our website if you're more into mailing lists than following the Kickstarter directly. But that's where I would ferry you to go. And September 1st going live. There's going to be loads of cool add-ons and stuff that are Kickstarter exclusive. So if you want to get like a cool figurine of the executioner or an exclusive card with an exclusive rule that is Kickstarter only, then you can grab that as well. Really excited for it to go live. I have played it over 150 times. I've done over 150 game tests with this game. So I'm so excited to just see other people play it without me, whether it's like they record it or you just like leave feedback on Board Game Geek or whatever it might be. I'm really excited to see everyone playing it and their experiences.
No, definitely, Oscar. I mean, I'm telling you now, man. As soon as we log off of this, I'm heading over to that Kickstarter and I'm going to start pledging, man, because I really want.
I should say as well, it is available to demo for free on Tabletopia, which is in browser. You don't even need to download anything. Or you can also play it on Tabletop Simulator on Steam. You can find the links for all of that on my website or on the Kickstarter pre-launch page as well. So if you want to demo it for free, go ahead.
I'm definitely going to leave links below. Yeah, I have Tabletop Simulator. I have Tabletopia as well. So yeah, definitely. Me being old school, I need to have that physical copy. I need to have those cards. I want to have those cards. But yeah, demoing for free is a perfect way to get, check out the game, see if you like it, and then go ahead and order. So if you guys have Tabletop Simulator or Tabletopia, go check out that demo. If you like it, then go over to the Kickstarter website that we're gonna be leaving links below. Give your pledge. You have 1 month. As of this recording, yes, you have a month to get yourself in there, get the cool exclusive add-ons. You probably see my name on there because I'm gonna you see my pledge on there or something like that if you can. But I will be on there for sure. Checking out this game, I think it's a great game. I think I'm excited. Like I'm excited to support you, my man, and see your progress and see how it goes. Very, very excited about Order of the King. Great game you have. Good game. I'm glad you didn't incorporate closing of the eyes because I'm like, I have plenty of the games where you have to close your eyes and like look and peek and Mafia, all that. This is a good game. You should right off the bat go. And yeah, I'm very excited, man. Very excited. Again, leaving the links below. Please check it out, guys. Please check out Oscar. Please check out he's on all socials. Again, Loose Jaw Games. And then check out the Kickstarter. And then if you do give him a follow, like his post, comment on there, let him know that we sent you over there, that we're the reason why you discovered him. Let him know, show him all the love, show him what you experienced, or if you've already got to demo the game, give us your experience. Let Oscar know about your experience playing the games. Did you not like it? Let him know what could be changed or what could be improved on. I'm pretty sure he's open up to some feedback for sure. He's demoed it. He's played it 150 times, so he's got a lot of experience with their stuff like that. But maybe the 151st time, maybe he might have missed something. Who knows? Who doesn't? But it's all good because this game I think is gold, man. I think you got some gold here, Oscar. I think it's good stuff. I'm very excited, and thank you so much for sharing your journey, your experience. I'm so excited to see where you go from here. And then, guys, if again you've made it this far, and if you've already given Oscar a follow on his channels, then go ahead and give us a follow if you guys would like. We're on all Facebook, we're on all socials. We're on X, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, Spotify, Amazon Music. I said at the beginning, I'm kind of reiterating again. You can find us at Games You Must Pod. That is at Games You Must Pod. Give us a thumbs up, subscribe. Let us know what we can talk about next. Who would you like us to have on? If you're someone that's like Oscar that's created a game and would love to come on, please let us know. Send us a message. That's how Oscar got a hold of us. He sent us a message. We replied back and we said, hey, let's get you on the pod right away. Let's do it. I will want to hear your stories. I want to hear your guys' thoughts. I want to hear your thought process of these games that you created. So please let us know if you'd like us to share a game with you guys. Please, we'd love to have you come on. You can even send us an email if you feel like you want to go the email route, where you can send us an email directly. I'll read all my emails. That is at gamesymustpod@gmail.com. That is gamesymustpod@gmail.com. Yeah, let us know. So again, with all that being said, though, Oscar, I just want to say thank you so much for coming on this podcast. I know you got a busy schedule. You got that job. You got that new job going on. I got you. I understand. Totally get it. So happy for you, man. Would definitely love to have you back on the podcast so we can just talk and chat and talk about your experience more. If there's any other projects you want to talk about, you're more than welcome to come on this podcast and we can share your stories. Or if you just want to talk about video games, we can just talk about video games. I do want to pick your brain because you say you're a historian. I want to pick your brain on history and stuff like that and talk about some history because I'm very curious about it. I don't know much about history except what movies tell me, and that's pretty much wrong anyway. So I would love to hear your feedback and pick your brain. Maybe I'll probably message you on Instagram as well and just get some dialogue going for sure and stuff like that.
Sounds good.
Yeah, definitely, yes. But Oscar, I just want to say thank you so much. Thank you so much for coming on here on the podcast. Guys, thank you so much for listening to the podcast. And hopefully you enjoyed this. We got some more content coming your way. And very excited for the future here as we're kind of almost ending this year. 2026 is almost gone, guys. We're in August already. Can you believe that? At the time of this recording, it's already August. So it's zipping by, man. It's zipping by a lot. It's zipping by pretty quickly. But guys, again, thank you so much for all the support. And with all being said, guys, nos vemos para la próxima.